actually DJ
Right.
and play music for a living and make people feel the way I feel, I was like, sign me up.
You went it straight
Yeah,
for it.
and I've been blessed by God. I always give God the glory because without God, I wouldn't be here. But I've been able to DJ in some incredible places, in some incredible venues, and also interview some like sensational stars across.
I am definitely coming to that.
Yeah.
The recent one, I know that you DJ'd recently, not too
Yeah.
long ago at Wembley.
Yeah.
Over 90,000 people.
90,000 people.
And you were in front of these people.
Yeah, it was.
Doing what you love.
It's crazy when you think about that.
Tell me about the experience.
I genuinely thought I felt like I was in heaven for a split second, because when I looked in front of me, there was an 80-piece marching band. This was the same marching band that performed at the King's coronation. So they were there, the royal family were there. I look up, I see the blue sky, I see the trumpets, the noise, the atmosphere. It was such a blessing.
Right.
And also my family were able to see me DJ. And it was the first time they'd ever seen me live.
Wow.
My grandma as well. So
Wow.
for me, it was more than just 90,000 people. It was probably the most important moment
For you.
of my entire life.
Wow.
Because growing up, you know what it's like you say, like they want you to go to school, to school, to school, to school, to school. But when they see, Jeremiah, like
You're doing something.
you're doing something well, you know? And I'm doing something well with my surname, you know? With my full name, Jeremiah Siama. Because a lot of the times people ask me if I was okay with the idea of shortening my name. Like even when I first started out, I had so many different names, but then I was like, what is my name? My name is me.
Jeremiah.
Right,
Of
so
course.
yeah, it's been a blessing.
For the many Ghanaians who don't know exactly who you are and
Yeah.
what you've achieved over the years, I can refresh some of your memory as well.
Yeah.
I know that you've played at the BAFTAs, one of the biggest events when it comes to celebrating movies
Yeah.
in the UK
Yeah.
and across the world,
Yeah.
because we have people coming from America joining in.
For sure.
You played at that event,
Yeah.
and you have one of the biggest radio shows
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
yeah.
And you've done all of these things. How, does that make you feel as a person coming from where you're coming from and practically just following your dreams?
First of all, I just want to say you're amazing. You are genuinely great at what you do. And I appreciate that.
Thank you.
There's not a lot of times where you really think about, like how far you've come.
Yeah.
I remember this quote was saying, it's not about how long you've got to go, it's about how far you've come.
Right.
And when you look at it, you really appreciate it. And to answer your question, I have to give God all the glory. Like none of it is me.
Praise the Lord.
You know, my mum always prayed that, oh God, if you can change Daryl, who was my youth pastor and used to be in the wrong environment, you can change Jeremiah. And I'm just so grateful that I've been able to DJ at the BAFTAs, and work with all these amazing corporations, these amazing people, and just be the light, not necessarily in the dark, but just be a light in the room. And yeah, I'm chuffed.
And have you had any interviews with,
Stars.
stars? I want
Yeah.
to know your lineup, your favorite, your lineup. The one that made you go, oh, yeah.
You know what? There was a movie, I can't remember the title of it. I want to get one that I'll remember it.
That's
but
okay.
but I interviewed Michael B. Jordan. Right, and I like women, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I put my hands up and I say, when I see a handsome man, round of applause, because Michael B. Jordan.
Did what? You interviewed Michael B. Jordan? I was supposed to be doing that.
You should have.
I was supposed to be meeting Michael B. Jordan. Who doesn't love Michael B. Jordan?
5'11", smells good, walks good, talks good. Yeah, man, he was the full package. I am a little bit better, I will say that. I am better than Michael B. Jordan. Argue with yourselves on that
Oh,
one.
look at him. You're so jealous.
What can I say?
Everybody, we love you too.
Yeah, thank you.
You're a passing. You're
you.
from Ghana. But Michael B. Jordan, working with him,
Yeah.
how was it?
Well, I obviously got to interview him, so I guess
Yeah.
you could say that. So, I think when you meet people like that, you just appreciate,
Right.
I think we all have a story. You have a story,
Right.
the person watching this has a story, the cameraman has a story, we all have a story, and it's nice to be able to talk to someone, whether it be in 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and get to experience their story, whether it's their story of learning how to play a character, or how they got into TV, or whatever it is. He is a great person.
Wow.
I also got to interview Uncle Waffles.
I know. Well, I understand that you're the first person.
One of the first, yeah.
Wow.
And I love stories like that because it, you know, when I saw her talent and I saw the video online, I was like, this girl's gonna be a star. And I said to her and her team, I was like, look, I don't want anything from you. I just want to be able to support you as much as possible. Now she's been nominated for a BET Award for the Best International Act, doing shows across South and North America, selling out tours, arenas.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, for what, you know what? A lot of people have imposter syndrome. Sometimes you feel like you're not doing so well.
I get that myself.
Right?
I have that syndrome myself. We have to work on that.
100%. But it's nice to be like, you know what? I spotted someone that was talented and they proved me right. So it makes me feel good, it makes me feel proud, and it makes me feel like I can go on and continue supporting more people. And yeah, it's the best opportunity that I have to, you know, to be able to spot talent and give them a platform to continue doing what they want to do with their talent. Yeah.
Let's talk about DJing. We'll come back to broadcasting a bit, but let's talk about DJing. How do you keep up with the music trends?
Yes.
You know, what sources do you rely on
the
to
highest
get
part?
All that, you know, songs, just keep up with music?
Yeah. It is actually very hard, but thank God I have a team that I work with.
Super.
So we go through a bunch of records every single week, and we see what fits for the radio show, you know, certain records that have impact, because there's no point doing something if you don't have a meaning, you know?
Right.
Like, what is your why? Like, my why is to make people feel good and make them feel like they can come to me, and almost like the way church is for me. When I walk into those doors, like, there's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's no looking at, oh, why you dressed like this, why you walk like this. You are loved for who you are, and I try and do that with the music I pick. And that's also with artists. You know, some artists might not have the best finished song, but if I see potential in them, I'll make sure go out my way. I'll make sure I respond and say, hey, I like the record, it might not work, but you know, here's what you can do to get it right. And music is subjective, you know. What I might think could be improved, might be someone's definition of their art. So it's a fine line of, you know, your opinion and gospel, but it's great. It's great.
So DJing is becoming a big deal here in Ghana. A lot of people don't really, not to say respect DJs and all of that. What do you think is the impact of a DJ to the music industry as a whole? Not just in the UK, but you know, across the world. DJs, what do they even bring on the table?
I mean, if we really want to go back to even just the fundamentals of just a party and nightlife, you know, when certain records first were released, like back in the day, I'm still fairly young, I'm 25, so not like I know when records were first released, but there was a phase when you could only hear records in the clubs, you know, and obviously with the social media generation and all these different platforms, you might think that DJs are not as relevant, but if you take a DJ out of any environment, you got no festivals really, you got no club life, you got no just parties. Like, DJs are a real big element of not only giving people their favorite songs, but introducing them to the biggest and freshest new songs. Yeah, man. So DJs are more important than ever. Yeah. Very important. Yeah.
So we'll take your word.
And Ghana are doing great.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
This December, yo, I've heard, I haven't experienced it in December yet.
December.
I don't think I want to. I'm a bit scared.
Why?
I've heard that everyone from I don't want to try and speak treaty, but everyone from Britain, America, everywhere.
They're all here. I know.
It's crazy.
Wait, don't you love your country?
I love it.
So you should come back
even just to be sat here and know the history behind, like, just being here, it makes my heart melt. I'm like so honored.
With all the love that you have for your motherland,
Yeah.
reason why you had to come back and
Yeah.
experience what you haven't experienced in a very long
Yeah.
time. And I know that you're doing your bit in supporting the sound, Ghanaian sound,
Yeah.
where you are. I'm talking
Yeah.
about BBC having the biggest radio show
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah.
This brings me back to what are you doing? Are you promoting us enough? Yeah, please. You don't expect me to say, are you promoting African music? Yes, you're promoting African music. We know
course.
that. But what are you doing in
Yo.
your capacity, you know, to sell the Ghanaian sound, the Ghanaian entertainers, the musicians, all of them?
It's E-Vibes with Becky,
Yeah.
and we in Ghana, so we have to talk about Ghana and Ghana only.
Talk about Ghana.
You know what's funny? Obviously, being on BBC, 9 times out of 10, you want to be impartial. You want to be like, we support this and we support that, we support that.
You don't have to be, but I'm doing that here.
No, but I am in Ghana. But,
you don't have a choice.
But exactly. But no, I make sure to do my part and support as much countries and continents as possible. But when it comes to us,
your motherland.
when it comes
Our
to
motherland.
us, I do my absolute best to just, you know, support talent across the whole spectrum. My show is more of an electronic music show.
Okay.
So I love house music, and what I try and find producers from Ghana who are obviously inspired by electronic music. That could be Gafachi, it could be the Marks DJ. I mean, Amaray may not be exactly electronic, but she's definitely, you know, in her own world and definitely pushing music that is reaching to a mass audience, especially in the UK as well. Yeah. I mean, Black Sheriff, like,
fantastic.
There's just so many people who are Jackie, like, there's so many individuals who have been found, and there's so many that haven't been discovered yet. Even like when I came, I met some guy called D Roops. He's like a dancehall inspired, like, Ghanaian artist, but can also switch it up with tempos. Like, there's just so much talent that I find, and I want to make sure that I give them the opportunity to have a platform, you know, and through me. So it's a nice connection. So it's like, we start somewhere, we meet somewhere, and we finish and we continue. So that's the story I like to build with artists I support. And
also to have been on a network or a platform such as the BBC. I mean, it gets so far, it's everywhere. Also, JoyNews is everywhere.
Come on.
And having, you know, worked there and listened to all the sounds across Africa, there's this craze here in Ghana, correct me if I'm mistaken, that all the artists, everybody wants to get global. We just want to move out of the country and be heard outside the country, across the world. I don't know if we're doing that. Do you think that with all the sounds that we're churning out, all these musicians that we have, the Saminis, the Sarkodie's, the Stoneboys, the Sherifs, Diana Hamiltons, do you think that, from what you say, that we're getting to that global stage? And also, do you also think that it's important to get known globally?
I think Ghana is already known globally. I think it all comes down to what someone defines the word global to mean to them and what success means to them, because global to one artist could just be being played in another country where they've never even thought they had a listener. Could be India, could be New Zealand or whatever. Some could be doing a tour in America, you know, and I genuinely believe that we are global. It's just obvious, like, we are doing our thing, and you know what, like, some might think we're not doing as well as others. I think that's absolute nonsense, you know. We focus on our motherland, our soil, our talent, and when we focus on our own vision, all we can do is be proud and just appreciate how far we've come, and not how far we've got to go, because we're doing amazing, you know.
We haven't won a Grammy yet.
No.
Could that be the reason why everybody wants to be heard? Because it's like Grammy's like a cut-off point for every African.
It is like the holy grail.
You know.
For sure. I mean, I know the Grammys are considering a
They have High Life.
an African.
Just recently, High Life made it, and yeah, the Ghanaian drill music made it onto that list. You see, so.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I saw recently that they actually are considering the best African actors performer for 2024, I believe.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
2003, 24.
Yeah. So it's like they're recognizing what we're doing here, and of course we've already had nominations within categories. Our time will come, and whether it's now, tomorrow, next year, or the year after, it will come.
We keep comparing ourselves musically when it comes to music to other countries, especially Nigeria.
Yeah, they are amazing at what they do. And it reminds me of like having a brother and a sister. Like, you're my sister.
Yeah.
One day we might speak and we might be friendly. The next day you might be absolutely annoyed at me.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to be proud of you, and you're always going to be proud of me.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of same way I look at, like, you know, Nigeria and Ghana and all the other countries, like Burna Boy, Wiz, Davido. You're smashing it. But so is Stonebwoy, so is Shatta, so is Black Sharif, so is Jackie, so is Diana Hammer. Like,
Stormzy.
Come on. Like, come on.
I know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeremiah, sets you apart from your peers at what you do as a broadcaster and a DJ? Because I know that it's competitive, you know, back home in the UK.
Yeah.
And sitting on radio, having to, you know, do what you love to do, play music, trying to get, you know, different ears listening to you and accepting you as a DJ and a broadcaster. What do you think
it's a big
works
question.
for you?
I appreciate that question because I've never had that question asked me before. I think every broadcaster is amazing. Everyone is their own individual person, which automatically makes them very different. I think for me, one thing I've always just had is to be humble, is to never get too big-headed, to always remember where I come from. And I'm sure a lot of people do that as well.
Yeah.
But I always try and treat people how I'd want to be treated. And I love God, I love Jesus. I'm never gonna shy away from that. And I remember when I got the opportunity, I was like, how can I represent God, but not in a way which is gonna be like...
Standing on a pulpit?
Yeah. Like trying to force, I don't want to ever make someone feel like I'm forcing them to...
religion.
Yeah, never. But I was like, you know what, my pastor said to me one time, you could be the only Jesus people meet. And I was like, what does that mean? And he was like, well, sometimes you go to places, people are feeling down, they're upset.
Yeah.
Your music brings them joy. That's what God did. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, like I'm even an inch of God, of course not. But I like the idea of just being able to give someone a place they can go and feel uplifted. And that's why sometimes in my sets, I might drop like a house remix of like a Mary Mary Shackles or like Adonai, but in like a really cool, like, so I always give like God the glory, like subtly. I don't want to force it. Justin Bieber done it one time on stage. I performed in front of like hundreds of thousands of people. And he said, what you're feeling right now from my music isn't me, it's the Holy Spirit. I was like, you really just said that?
Stormzy did on stage, I remember, it was Global Citizen, he was performing and he paused before he performed his song, I think Grace?
Yeah, Blinded by Your Grace.
Blinded by Your Grace.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in God. I believe that I am here because of the grace of God. And you should always give credits to God all the time. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Give God the glory, literally.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that you're doing all the same blood from Ghana.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, so I guess that would be my answer to setting me different from the others, I guess. So if you're given the chance to give an advice to a younger self, you didn't go to the university because you believe so much in what you want to do and you went for it. The younger ones out there who are looking forward to becoming,
one of the biggest radio or DJs and broadcasters or broadcaster in the world. What advice would you give them?
Jeez. The advice I would give would be, I wanted it. When I mean I wanted it, I didn't want it a bit. I really wanted it. And I was never going to give up on it. And I didn't care how many no's I got until I got the right yes. That was me. And I feel like so many people don't give it their all. And if you really give it everything you got, you do those extra hours. And it's so cliche because everyone tells you the same thing.
Same thing.
But they tell you the same thing because it is this basic formula, you know? You put in those 10,000 hours into your craft. I don't even know if I put 10,000 hours into my craft. I'd like to think so. But yeah, I think that's it for me. And believe in yourself, you know?
Believe in yourself.
Because if you don't, and being humble, like I said.
You got any challenges, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up as a black kid.
Yeah.
In the
I think
UK.
everyone struggles.
Yeah.
You know, just growing up as a person of color. I think just life in general is not easy. I think one of my biggest struggles in life, I remember going to a school and it was a phase where everyone wanted guys that looked like Chris Brown, Drake, everyone that wasn't dark skinned. And I was so upset with myself that I was trying to find ways to make myself look lighter online. And my mom said, love yourself, like you're beautiful. And one time I left school and these girls, they were calling me Coca-Cola, as in like, obviously
Coca-Cola,
as in the color of it. And then they threw eggs and they threw flour at me. It was one of the most horrible days I've ever had. And I got on the bus and I was upset. And this Jamaican lady, I think she's probably gone now, so may God rest her soul. She said to me, boy, remember, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. People would pay to have skin like you. And that resonated with me so much. And I went home with my dirty blazer after all those eggs being thrown at me, and I held my head higher, and I was like, I'm proud of myself. And that was the day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be bold in my skin, and I hope people can be inspired. You know, not just black people, but people who are obviously like challenged because of their race and how they feel that. You know what? No matter how you look, no matter what conditions you may have, like you are created for a reason, you know? This is the way God made you. The challenges you go through, they might be like, why God, well, why you allow me to go through this? But your hardship is someone's, you know, deliverance. To say.
As we wrap up this conversation, I'm very grateful that obviously you could join us and have this conversation with us.
Yeah.
It was insightful. I learned a lot about, you know, music here, music there, all the things that you've said. And I know that you're a broadcaster. You've been doing this for years. Actually, 2-3 years older than I am in the business. Yeah. And so it is just right for you to, you know, do what you have to do so that we can end this show. For sure. Meaning you're the presenter now and the show is E-Vibes. I have a present for you though. Okay. But do we have to go on break? But yeah, let's go on a quick commercial break. Okay. We'll be right back with Jeremiah Selma. He will be ending this whole interview for us here on this channel. If you just join us, we're still here. It's your favorite show, E-Vibes, with your favorite girl, Becky. I'm here with Jeremiah Isiama. He is a DJ and a broadcaster from the BBC. I cannot stop saying that, from the BBC. Boom, boom, boom. I'm very proud
Thank you.
You know, what you've achieved.
I'm proud of you as well, man.
And so I wish I got you something. I wish I got you like an airplane. Oh,
a flight, a season. Oh,
you know what? That you play out a lot. Yes. So next time, and you're leaving very soon. Next time you go out, you put this on. It's just E-Vibes.
Come on, let's do it. I'll put it on now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's see.
So, my head.
O head no. O head no. É som.
Oh, it's a song.
And I do know that back in London, it's either coffee or tea. Coffee or tea.
English tea.
Tetley tea.
Get it right, get it right.
So whenever you decide to do coffee.
But that's it, why?
Now I know.
Oh.
Put that in the bag.
Mami home film, that's it.
So you see?
That's the only treat I'm gonna get today.
Okay, so you can just wrap it up for
Yes.
us. Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you to
Yes.
David Bone for, holding us
Yes.
down. He's the camera behind.
Absolute legend. Hello, my name has been Jeremiah Siama. This has been the incredible Becky, and thank you for joining us on E-Vibes. Stay blessed and have a good day or evening.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Where Duraplas goes, water flows.
PS Industries has introduced a new roofing system known as ColorLink Plus.
Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Syntax tank, are you strong? Are you tough?
Cherry Tree Properties. We develop spaces as though we were going to occupy them.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to News File. This is your most authoritative news analysis platform. Global corruption score. We want to understand why Ghana shows zero improvement. Yes, zero improvement in 4 years. That's what President Akufo-Addo has superintended over. John Maham's worst has been his best, if you like, for this long. Why is that so? Elections, can they be held in November? The EC thinks so. Some of the parties agree that this is doable. Hold it in November, but why? Let's understand the reasons. Plus, 11 reasons the NDC opposes the change now in 2024. They say the EC is too late in the day in introducing this discussion. There was a National Economic Summit yesterday, and it was under the auspices of the Movement for Change. Alan Tremontain's Movement for Change. He is rallying non-partisan expertise for transformation of Ghana's economy. He says we should not be this debt-ridden, so broke we can't feed ourselves. We'll check with him how exactly this will produce the solution to Ghana's economic woes. I'm Samson Ladia Yanini. We'll be right back to deal with the vexed matters.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Whether it's 1924, 2024, or 2124, we've always known that you are driven by your sense of safety and well-being. It is what drives us to see you through from start to finish, from small to big. And in the last 100 years, as you have evolved, so have we also expanded to serve you in many ways. From cradle to grave, with expertise in insurance, life, pensions, properties, health, and for those beautiful memorable goodbyes. It's 2024, and in all our markets, our pedigree is recognized, our strength respected, our expertise valued, and our solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Take charge of your future now. Insurance, life, pensions, property management, funeral services, health insurance. Enterprise, your advantage.
Blessing, do you know of any good medical school I can take Kofi to?
Oh, Fifi, is that why you're looking all moody? Then I have some good news for you. The College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, COMAS, Accra, Ghana, is a degree-awarding institution, and they offer Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the Graduate Entry Medical Programs, Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and BSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by GTEC. Their bilingual curriculum prepares you to consult in French.
But I'm worried about admissions.
Admissions